In our hyper-connected world, it might seem paradoxical, but loneliness is a growing epidemic. It's more than just being alone, it's the distressing feeling that arises when your need for social connection is not met. You can be surrounded by people and still feel profoundly lonely. This isn't just a subjective feeling. Research consistently shows that a significant portion of the adult population, particularly seniors, experiences loneliness. Factors contributing to this include aging, loss of friends, family, and community due to age or relocation. Technology, while connecting us, it can also lead to superficial interactions replacing deep bonds. Urbanization, living in dense areas but with less community engagement. Life transitions, retirement, loss of a spouse, moving to a new city. Health challenges, chronic illness or disability can limit social opportunities. For years, loneliness was largely viewed as a social or psychological issue. We understood it could impact mental health, leading to depression and anxiety. But increasingly, the scientific community is recognizing loneliness as a profound public health crisis with physiological consequences as potent as smoking, obesity, or physical inactivity. It activates your body's stress response, affecting systems far beyond your mood. Understanding this hidden health threat is the first crucial step. It sounds incredible that an emotion could cause a physical event like a stroke, but the science is clear. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it triggers a cascade of physiological responses in your body that directly impact your cardiovascular and brain health. 1. Chronic stress response activation. When you feel lonely, your body often perceives it as a threat, similar to being in danger. This activates your fight or flight response. Elevated cortisol. Your adrenal glands release stress hormones like cortisol. Chronic high cortisol levels lead to systemic inflammation and disrupt various bodily functions. Increased adrenaline. Sustained adrenaline release can raise heart rate and blood pressure. This constant state of alert puts immense strain on your entire cardiovascular system. 2. Increased inflammation. Chronic loneliness is consistently linked to higher levels of inflammation throughout the body. Pro-inflammatory cytokines. Loneliness can increase the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, chemical messengers that promote inflammation. Impact on arteries. This chronic inflammation damages the inner lining of blood vessels, endothelium, making them more susceptible to plaque buildup, or atherosclerosis. Damaged arteries are the primary pathway to stroke. 3. Higher blood pressure. Studies show that lonely individuals often have higher blood pressure readings, a major risk factor for stroke. The persistent stress response contributes to this elevation. Higher blood pressure puts increased strain on artery walls, leading to weakening and increased risk of clots or ruptures in the brain. 4. Impaired immune function. Chronic stress from loneliness can suppress your immune system, making you more vulnerable to infections. While not a direct cause of stroke, a weakened immune system can contribute to overall systemic inflammation and vulnerability. 5. Unhealthy lifestyle behaviors. Loneliness can lead to detrimental coping mechanisms that indirectly increase stroke risk. Poor diet. Lonely individuals may be less motivated to cook healthy meals and more likely to rely on processed, high-sodium, high-sugar foods. Physical inactivity. Lack of social engagement can lead to a more sedentary lifestyle. Smoking or excessive alcohol use. These behaviors are often coping mechanisms for loneliness and are direct risk factors for stroke. 6. Direct impact on brain health. Beyond the vascular effects, loneliness is linked to brain changes. Studies show it can affect brain regions involved in cognitive function and emotional regulation. Over time, chronic social isolation can reduce brain volume in certain areas and even accelerate cognitive decline, making the brain potentially more vulnerable to stroke-related damage. In essence, loneliness puts your body in a chronic state of siege, activating stress, fueling inflammation, and damaging blood vessels. This cumulative physiological burden significantly increases your vulnerability to catastrophic cardiovascular events like stroke. The emotional ache is a physical warning. Recognizing loneliness in yourself or a loved one isn't always straightforward. It's more than just living alone. It's a subjective feeling that can be masked by a busy life or even a stoic demeanor. However, there are subtle behavioral and emotional shifts that can signal a deeper struggle with social disconnection, impacting health. Signs of loneliness or social isolation. 1. Emotional and behavioral cues. Increased irritability or mood swings. A person might seem more easily agitated, short-tempered, or experience unexplained shifts in mood. Withdrawal from social activities. Gradually declining invitations, making excuses to avoid gatherings they once enjoyed, or suddenly having less interest in hobbies that involved others. Loss of interest in activities. A general apathy towards things they once found pleasurable, even if those activities are solitary. Increased time spent alone, even when opportunities exist. Choosing to stay home constantly, even when friends or family reach out. Difficulty forming or maintaining relationships. Struggling to make new friends or keeping existing friendships alive. Changes in eating habits. Significant weight gain or loss due to emotional eating or neglecting meals. Neglect of personal hygiene. A decline in self-care routines. Physical manifestations, often linked to stress. Chronic fatigue or low energy. Feeling constantly tired even after adequate sleep. Increased aches and pains. Unexplained muscle aches, joint pain, or headaches. Frequent illnesses. A weakened immune system leading to more frequent colds or infections. Sleep disturbances. Difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or restless sleep. Worsening of existing health conditions. Blood pressure or blood sugar becoming harder to control. Communication patterns. Superficial conversations. Engaging only in surface-level interactions, avoiding deeper emotional topics. Pessimistic outlook. Expressing a general sense of hopelessness or negativity about life or future social interactions. Frequent self-deprecating remarks, constantly putting themselves down. Distinguishing loneliness from solitude. It's important to remember that solitude is a chosen state of being alone and can be deeply enriching. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a distressing feeling of wanting connection but lacking it. A person who genuinely enjoys their own company and feels connected doesn't experience the negative health impacts of loneliness. The key is the distress and the unmet need for connection. If you observe a pattern of these signs in yourself or a loved one, especially if they are seniors or have existing health conditions, it's a crucial signal. These aren't just personality quirks. They are manifestations of chronic stress from social isolation that silently escalate serious health risks, including stroke. Recognizing these subtle signs is the first step towards intervention. The good news is that just as loneliness can be a silent killer, building meaningful social connections can be a powerful lifesaver, directly benefiting your brain and heart health. This isn't about becoming an extrovert overnight, but about taking intentional, manageable steps to foster connection. 1. Reaching out. Small steps, big impact. Start small. Don't feel pressured to join large groups immediately. Begin with one-on-one interactions. Reconnect with old friends or family. A simple phone call, text message, or email to someone you haven't spoken to in a while can reignite a bond. Volunteer. Find a cause you care about. Volunteering provides purpose, structure, and opportunities to meet like-minded people. Join a club or group. Look for local groups based on your interests. Book clubs, walking groups, gardening clubs, hobby classes, church groups. Take a class. Learning something new, example art, music, cooking, offers structured social interaction. Utilize technology wisely. Video calls with distant family, online communities for specific interests can complement in-person interactions. Don't let it replace them. 2. Nurturing existing relationships. Schedule regular check-ins. Make it a habit to call or meet certain friends or family members weekly or bi-weekly. Consistency matters. Be a good listener. Focus on active listening and showing genuine interest. Connection is a two-way street. Offer help. Being helpful to others can strengthen bonds and foster a sense of belonging. Be vulnerable appropriately. Sharing your true feelings and experiences in a healthy way can deepen connections. 3. Boost brain health through lifestyle, reinforced for connection. The same lifestyle factors that protect your brain from other threats also make you more resilient to the impact of loneliness. Physical activity. Exercise reduces stress and inflammation, and joining a group class, example senior fitness, walking club, provides social interaction. Healthy diet. A balanced anti-inflammatory diet, like the Mediterranean or DASH diet, supports overall brain health, making it more resilient to stress. Quality sleep. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of consistent sleep. Good sleep helps regulate mood and stress, making social interactions more manageable and enjoyable. Stress management. Techniques like meditation or spending time in nature directly combat the physiological effects of loneliness-induced stress. Cognitive stimulation. Engaging your brain keeps it sharp, and many cognitively stimulating activities can be done socially. Example, board games, book discussions, learning a new language with a partner. Community resources. Senior centers. Many communities have vibrant senior centers offering classes, events, and social opportunities. Local libraries often host book clubs, workshops, and community gatherings. Religious organizations provide a strong sense of community and support. Health and wellness programs. Look for local programs focused on chronic disease management that also offer social interaction. Taking action against loneliness is an investment in your physical and mental vitality. It's about recognizing the profound human need for connection and proactively building a supportive social fabric around yourself. Remember, even small steps can make a monumental difference in protecting your brain from the silent threat of isolation. While building social connections and adopting healthy lifestyle habits are powerful tools against loneliness, it's vital to recognize when the struggle becomes overwhelming or when related health issues emerge. Loneliness, especially when chronic, can be deeply entrenched and may benefit from professional guidance. Here are signs that it might be time to consult your doctor or a mental health professional. 1. Persistent, overwhelming feelings of loneliness. If the feeling of being disconnected is constant, severe, and doesn't lift even after attempting to engage socially, this indicates a deeper emotional burden. 2. Symptoms of depression or anxiety. Loneliness is a major risk factor for mental health disorders. If you experience persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, changes in appetite or sleep, feelings of hopelessness, excessive worry, or panic attacks, seek help. These symptoms are often treatable, and addressing them can make social engagement more manageable. 3. Difficulty initiating or maintaining social contact. If you feel paralyzed by social anxiety, fear of rejection, or lack the energy or motivation to reach out despite wanting connection, a therapist can help address these underlying barriers. 4. Worsening physical health conditions.
If your blood pressure is consistently high, you're experiencing new or worsening heart symptoms, or your diabetes is poorly controlled and you suspect loneliness is a contributing factor, your doctor can assess the physiological impact of isolation and adjust your treatment plan. 5. Thoughts of self-harm or hopelessness. If you ever have thoughts about harming yourself, or if you feel life is not worth living, seek immediate professional help. This is an emergency, and there is support available. 6. Substance abuse. If you find yourself relying on alcohol, drugs, or even excessive eating as a coping mechanism for loneliness, this indicates a need for professional intervention to develop healthier coping strategies. What to expect when seeking professional help. First, start with your primary care physician, PCP. Discuss your feelings of loneliness and any physical symptoms you're experiencing. Your PCP can rule out medical causes, assess your overall health, and make referrals. Referral to a therapist or counselor. A mental health professional can provide strategies for coping with loneliness, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, for anxiety or depression, or help identify underlying issues preventing connection. Group therapy. For some, group therapy can be a safe space to explore social anxieties and practice connection in a supportive environment. Support groups. For specific life transitions, for example, bereavement groups, caregiver support groups, these offer shared experiences and understanding. Screening for physical health impacts. Your doctor might conduct blood pressure checks, cholesterol tests, or heart health screenings to assess the physical toll of chronic loneliness. Remember, seeking help for loneliness or its associated health impacts is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's an act of self-care. Professional support can provide the tools and strategies to break the cycle of isolation and rebuild a life of meaningful connection, directly safeguarding your long-term health, including protecting your brain from stroke. For too long, loneliness has been seen as a personal failing or a sad inevitability. But today, you've learned a startling truth. Loneliness isn't just an emotional ache. It's a silent stressor, a hidden health threat that can profoundly increase your risk for a devastating event like a stroke. You now possess powerful knowledge, the epidemic of loneliness and its broad impact on well-being, the dangerous physiological links, how chronic stress, inflammation, and high blood pressure directly harm your brain and cardiovascular system, the subtle signs of loneliness in yourself or others beyond just being alone, empowering strategies to build meaningful connections, from small outreach steps to nurturing existing relationships, and the crucial role of professional support when the struggle becomes overwhelming or health issues emerge. This isn't about fear, it's about informed action. It's about transforming passive acceptance of isolation into active pursuit of connection. Your brain, your heart, and your life deserve the profound protective power of human connection. So here's your crucial call to action. Reach out today. Send a text, make a call, or invite someone for coffee. Take one small step towards connection. Explore a new group or volunteer opportunity that aligns with your interests. Commit to nurturing existing relationships. Schedule regular check-ins with loved ones. Prioritize brain-healthy lifestyle habits. Stay active, eat well, sleep enough, manage stress. These make you more resilient. And if you or a loved one are struggling persistently with loneliness, or if new health symptoms appear, talk to your doctor or a therapist. There's support available. And most importantly, share this message. This knowledge saves lives, because every bridge built, every connection fostered is a step towards a healthier, happier future. protecting minds and lives from the silent toll of isolation. Don't let loneliness steal your future. Build your bridge to connection.